Morning, y'all. I am back with this week's reading and English lessons and how to help y'all. So I guess we'll start with Monday. I just want to say that a lot of the skills that you're doing on IXL, you can find explanations of or even practice in your readers and writers notebook. And a lot of it we've done before. So like you'll have pages filled out already that might help jog your memory of what the skill is. So on Mondays, we are not doing IXL for reading because you have that quiz for Charlotte's Web. And we think that would just be a little too much. So there's no reading on Monday. On Tuesday, Tuesday and Wednesday, you're still working on inferencing. So let me show you what that's going to look like for Tuesday and Wednesday. This is going to be similar to what one we've talked about in class and two you did last week, where something's going to happen and you're going to have to make it inference or draw a conclusion based off what they tell you about a character or a setting or something like that. So Russell stared into the mirror, smiled, and said, "Thank you, everyone, for coming here today." He stopped, shook his head, and then cleared his throat. He started again, speaking louder and slower this time. Based on the text, which sentence is more likely to be true? Russell is practicing a speech. Russell is speaking to his father. Well, I know when I look in the mirror, right, I'm seeing myself. So, and he didn't mention anything about a father. And he's starting over, right? And it sounds like he's addressing people. So I think he's practicing for a speech. Okay, so you're going to be doing that the whole time. And then the next day, you are going to read a story and make predictions about what you think will happen next. Owen was glad it was Friday night. He didn't have any homework. His parents said he could stay up as long as he wanted. Owen yawned and looked around his room. He could draw some comics, or he could listen to music, or he could read a book. Owen lay down on his bed. His room was so quiet, and his bed was so comfortable. He closed his eyes for a second. Based on the passage, what is most likely to happen next? Owen goes to sleep. Owen draws some comics. So it said that he might draw some comics. That was something that he could do. But based off these last three sentences, I can see that if he's laying down on his bed and his room is quiet and he was comfy and he closed his eyes, I think that he's going to go to sleep. Okay, so you're just going to be doing that. It should be pretty easy for you guys because y'all have been rocking the inferencing. And then on Thursday, you just have to deal with some story elements. I'm going to post that video that we watched in class about story elements of character setting. What other things did I go over? I'll have to post it and show you, but let me pull this up first. So like this one is going to ask for your setting. Now, for this, it's going to be similar to inferencing sometimes. Like it may not tell you, like the setting of this story is at a school. Instead, it might say the students entered with their backpacks on, the bell rang, the teacher entered the room, right? So maybe it's in a classroom or, you know, the setting might be somewhere in a school, but it's not going to exactly tell you that. So you might have to do some drawing conclusions, making inferences when identifying story elements, but you should be very familiar with story elements. Okay, and then that's it because Friday is a checkup day or a, you know, catch up on work that you haven't done, or if something was taking you really long and you're getting frustrated, take a break, and then you can revisit it on Friday. And then I'm gonna make another video for English.